Hi everybody, I'm officially a senior. No, I'm not old. I'm a college senior. I've gone through a lot of schooling. I've done a lot of preparing. So today, I'm gonna teach you my tips and tricks on how I prepare for school. The first thing that I do is I need to write down all of my class times in my phone. So where's my phone? I'm prepared. So on my phone, I put all of my responsibilities, everything that I have signed up for, promised to do in my calendar so that there's one place that I go to for everything. And I love using my calendar on my iPhone because I have something planned with someone else or they invited me to something. We just have our own calendar so that we can both see. So all the new lunch dates I've planned for when I came back to campus, I put in my calendar so that I remember them. All my calendar is color-coded. So I have a calendar that is specifically for college, and then I have one for home. So I put like events that are happening around campus that are like casual that I could go to or I couldn't go to. And then I have a calendar for holidays or special events, calendar between me and Julian, and I have a calendar for work so I can see everything I have planned for the day. So when I put my classes in, I not only put the name of the class, but the location in case I forget, the time, and my professor. So the next thing I do is if my class has like an online software like Canvas, I go on there, I make sure that I read the syllabuses if they're up. So I download them, make sure to read them before my class starts, have them ready, make sure to look at the start page and week one and kind of prepare myself for what I'm about to jump into. I write down any questions that I may have, and then I go into my reminders. In my reminders, very organized. I can give you a phone tour if you want later on. In my reminders, I have everything organized, and I have a list specifically for classes. So I go in there, and that's where I put anything that I need to do for my class. And besides that, I even use a software called Notion. Going into Notion, I have a classes page, again, like I do in my reminders. I go in there, I have my class names, and then I write down where we left off last class, what to expect for the next class, and when that was last updated. So I'm always on top of exactly where we are and what I need to do. If you guys want any tips and tricks on how I organize my Notion and how to use Notion, I will definitely do that in the future. So I have an iPhone, an iPad, a MacBook, and a watch, and I'm telling you that because using reminders and calendars is like super helpful for just organizing my life so that I have those reminders and calendars everywhere with me. And that brings me to my iPad. This is how I take my notes. And then I use my iPad to use GoodNotes, where I have a notebook for every class and I write my notes. If you want to see how I do my notes, let me know in the comments and I will make a video about that as well. But this saves a lot of time and money. Instead of buying more school products, I literally save so much money by not buying any, and I just have my iPad. But for classes that they don't want you to use your phone or electronics, or that they have tests that are open notes but you can't use your laptop, either write down my notes on my iPad and then print them out for the test, or I just have a notebook. Really depends on the class and how I'm feeling. And I don't normally use this, but I have a keyboard for it in case it's just easier to just bring my iPad instead of my MacBook. But as a business student, I usually do need my MacBook. So okay, now staying digitally organized is super important, and also just physically organized in your everyday environment. I can't concentrate and just remain focused if I'm not organized. I just find it better to have a clean slate for the school year. So I go on my phone, I make sure to clear out everything, like my photos, or reorganize my apps. I clear out my messages, I clear out my hundreds of tabs that I have on Safari. I just kind of clean out my phone, like I go through app by app, like I even go through reminders and make sure I've done everything that I possibly could before the school year starts. I clear out my alarms, my notes. Oh yeah, notes are super important because if I write down a note for class and then I can't find it, it's like, no, it's not good. Emails, oh my gosh. I make a system of when I check my email, then somehow I just forget it. I go through my drive, I have folders for specific documents, like I have a school folder where I keep all my documents, and then in that school folder I have class by class folders. Disclaimer, this might not work for everyone. I have a bunch of friends that do not like to be as organized. It actually takes more energy and sucks the life out of them to be that organized. And that's totally fine. Take what works for you, switch it around, make it your own. This is just personally how I do it, and I find that it really works. This works for me, a person that works and goes to class, has a pretty big social life, does clubs. It just helps me remain balanced. Speaking of, I'm doing a video soon on how I balance my life because that has been requested. So stay tuned for that. You get the gist. I make sure that my outdoor space is organized and ready for the school year, and make sure that there's no clutter and I'm just like, my mind is ready. I also make sure that my book bag is organized and ready for the school year. I make sure that I have my chargers in there, like my necessities like chapstick, gum, mints. Also, if I have money and I'm feeling a little adventurous, I make sure to buy some new comfortable clothes for the school year. Speaking of trying new things, before the school year starts, I like to make my plans ahead of time. So I like to reconnect with friends, touch base with them before classes start so I can reach them easier, and plan any lunch days or calls or anything like that. Whatever clubs I'm joining, I make sure that I look at their meeting times, any events that they have, and I put that in my calendar as well. I'm a secretary of a club, and so I'm needed for events. I'm needed for like board meetings and stuff. So I make sure to put that in my calendar ahead of time so that I don't make plans on top of that. It seems like a lot. It might be for you. I don't want to overwhelm you. So again, take what you want from this. I just hope that I can be helpful in some way, shape, or form. This has worked for me so that I can stay balanced. And yeah, the last thing I do is after I have everything in my calendar, I have everything organized, I look at the time that I have. I look at how now everything is clean and organized. I don't need to schedule times to do that. What time do I have? So I schedule in my calendar, when is the best time for me to go to the gym? When is the best times for me to eat? When can I be social? These are important things that I 100% need to make time for. Exercise, social life, and of course taking care of myself and eating. And also I schedule alone time because that's important in your day too. Even if it's just for like 5-10 minutes. But after all that is done, I am officially ready for the school year. I'm ready to tackle whatever is to come my way. And I jump right into it. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next school video. So I will catch you later. Take care. Bye.
Every minute it's running through my head, 100 million thoughts that I could